Hello, my name is Sofia Benitez, and this would be my geography in my backyard project. Right now we're walking towards Hubner Onion Reserve. Basically, it's kind of like connected to a park nearby my house. So we're still getting there, but we can already point out some phenomena that is going around this area. In here we can observe this rock. We're not really sure if it's been laid down here, but it appears to have some signs of carbonation, as it kind of like has some evaporated things over here. It must be due to rainwater, since it has been raining a couple days ago, so kind of like we could see this. We can see here a little bit of it's kind of like a pile of rocks. We can definitely see some leaves growing out of it, pretty much due to biological weathering, as well as some broken parts of them, which can constitute mechanical weathering, as it seems that it has been like kind of like ripping apart through the years. Therefore, my understanding would be that it could possibly constitute kind of like a rock that has been like crumbled down all through the years. That might be mechanical weathering as well. As we continue to explore, we can see some examples of erosion, as these tree roots have been exposed due to the weathering that has kind of like moved this material around. You can definitely see them, even if they're not cracking through or like going through the rocks. You can definitely see how they have been exposed, and they're kind of like really deep and thick, so they have been here for a long time. We can also find some reddish tone in these rocks. My suggestion would be due to oxidation, since there's pretty much like red rocks around. Even if there's not many of them, it certainly looks like they have been here a long time and they have been exposed to oxidation. So we're just gonna keep looking. These are our surroundings right now. They're pretty much full of trees and cacti. So I mean, this pretty much seems like a really nice place. We're still looking for some signs of streams and more signs of maybe erosion, chemical weathering and stuff, but so far I just wanted to point out the whole view. There used to be some reindeers going on around here, but I think they saw me and they ran away, so I'm so sorry guys. There's a sock, not really sure what type of weathering that would be, but there's more kind of like fallen trees that I've been seeing around. That's what I've seen so far around here. There's a lot of trees and branches falling down. Not really sure why it happens, but we can see right there. There's also a stone that's kind of like showing signs of erosion. There's like some tree branches blocking my path through there, but that's something that I can appreciate from here, and I hope the camera captures it as well. And there's a little guy over there. Hi. I was about to go there, but then I saw him, so I think he needs his space. Alright, let's go explore somewhere else. Here there are more examples of biological weathering. A lot of plants that have been growing around some rocks, and they have definitely shattered them a little, pretty much because there's also like tree branches and some roots around here that could have also contributed, even if there's no clear signs that there's a root actually rupturing a rock. We can definitely tell that some of that has happened, and that's what we're seeing right now. There's a lot of plants in these rocks, and they all have a reddish tone to them. I'm not sure if the camera captures it well enough, but there's a lot of like reddish parts on these types of rocks. Well, what I have found so far, here is a natural stream over here. It does seem to be ephemeral, since, as I mentioned before, there was some heavy raining and storming over the weekend. that might have contributed to this stream being filled up, but as we can see here, even if there's like a building over there, the stream seems particularly natural and it's pretty much flowing, but it's not really that profound or like that continuous. So my guess, my educated guess, would be it's an ephemeral stream that goes all the way there. Well, in here we can appreciate the stream, and also knowing that there's sort of like an erosion going here that caused the creep in the soil, therefore causing a little rill over here that has formed this stream that we're seeing over here. This type of phenomenon is called root wedging. Basically, when three roots kind of like grow strong enough to move the soil that they are planted in, basically causing a creep. As you can see, even there is like a little root that caused some sort of bridge between two of those trees. So you can see it's pretty strong, even if it's actually severely polluted. But this is what we have so far. It goes all the way until there. And well, here's a perfect example of a lot of phenomena. We can see the cracks, we can see it's been mechanical weathering as they've been breaking apart. Definitely mass wasting, as you can see how they have sort of like been falling down consecutively, causing this pretty much this downward stream over here. The stream doesn't appear to be carrying any rocks or anything that we can actually highlight right now. They also have this little marks over there. I'm sure you can see that might be due to carbonation. That's chemical weathering. It comes from the the acidic rain caused by carbon dioxide and everything that kind of like breaks them apart a little. They seem a little bit reddish, which we can argue could be due to oxidation and stuff. And there's clearly been some creeping out here that has also contributed to the mass wasting that's making all these rocks fall into the stream. There appears to be a little mini stream within the stream, so we can argue that this is a perfect example for how this natural rock once could have been really paved, but now has been kind of like breaking apart due to different reasons. There's also some plants growing out of them, so we can definitely argue that there has been some stuff going on and some biological weathering as well. So we can pretty much call it a day. Well, thank you so much for seeing my project. I hope you liked it. I tried to cover up as much information as I could. There is some parts of the stream that are not really, or the the reserve itself, that are not really accessible, so I try to be as broad as possible as I could be. Well, thank you so much for watching, and this was my video. Bye.